Aloha, everyone. Welcome to the Tuesday afternoon edition of the Patching Podcast. I'm Sheila Hay, coming to you from Maui, Hawaii, and I am joined by the beautiful Suzanne McGee. Welcome, Suzanne.
Thank you so much. Happy to be here with you.
Yes. And so what I'd like to say is welcome to those of you who are checking us out for the very first time, because we know you were invited by some friend or a loved one or someone that you met that cares about you and your life and wants you to have a higher quality of health. And in our 30 minutes together, we are going to fully explore the LifeWave Stem Cell Activation Patch X39. We're going to hear amazing testimonials from people that have been using the X39 and what their experiences are. We're going to have a science overview of how the patch works, a little bit about the company, and excuse me, and just give you the opportunity to hear for yourself and see other people hear and see their experiences. So before we start that, though, I want to tell you a little bit about David Schmidt, who is our inventor, founder, and the CEO of LifeWave. He's a visionary that saw the future of regenerative medicine over 10 years ago, and he was called to discover how to innately capture the science of stem cells using our own body's light. And so with heart dedications and millions of dollars invested into this scientific research, he has many, many patents. In 2019, the only stem cell activation patch was released and launched, and we are here to talk about that today. So before we get started with our testimonials and Suzanne, I'd just like to make this disclaimer that the statements that we make tonight on the LifeWave products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent, or be prescribed for any disease or medical condition. Excuse me. Our content tonight is only for educational and informational purposes. Please consult your physician or appropriate healthcare provider before you choose to start with the X39. And now to our beautiful co-host, Suzanne.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. And I'm glad to be here to introduce to you John Baker. John, you and I have touched lives off and on for the last couple of years, but several months ago, you told some amazing stories of what's happened to you since you were introduced to X39. And we're here to get a recap to see also how it's improved. But we'd love to have you start with who introduced you and what things were happening before you started the X39.
Okay, I'll start my timer here so I stay within my time frame. So, well, thank you very much. I was introduced to this by a friend down in Missouri. And, you know, when you're in a nucleus of people that understand what health is, I'm the type, I'm going to listen. Unfortunately, many people don't have open ears to listen, but I love to hear what is out there and analyze it. And when he told me about this, I understood it right away, because I've been in the last 10 years really studying a lot about not only the health of our bodies, but also the health of soil. People don't realize that is where a lot of your problems come from, because soil is not healthy, and most of what's grown in the soil is unhealthy soil, and so it consequently you're not getting food that provides what you need. So I was into cellular health and had a fairly decent understanding of that, and so when he told me about stem cell activation, and I didn't understand it, by the way, didn't understand it much at all, but to understand that the fact that you know, the stem cell is the cell that converts into any cell your body needs. That really grabbed a hold of me. And so that's where I took off from that. So.
And how long ago was it that happened?
That was the end of October. And so it was about the 1st of November last year when we first got our product.
Okay. And some of the conditions that you had that you wanted to improve on, we talked about those earlier today. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Well, like I say, I was very involved with something that is extremely healthy and all that, but it just was not taking me where I needed to be. I'm turning 68 this week. I'm now at that point where I'm very happy to tell people how old I am. The numbers doesn't matter to me anymore because it doesn't have anything to do with it really. I feel like I really feel like I'm in my mid 30s, and I play pickleball a lot, and we'll get into that maybe a little later, with people that are 20 to 30 years younger than me, and they just say, we hope we can play like you when we get to your age. So anyways, yeah, so I was into cellular health, but not stem cell. And I was having problems. 2 years ago, I had nose surgery, and my nose was so swollen after that surgery for a year and a half that it was just uncomfortable and wasn't practical. Let's put it that way. And after a week of being on this, I came into the kitchen right over here, and I told my wife, I said, my nose is back to normal now. The cartilage had been swollen for a year and a half, and I was on a healthy products, and it wasn't doing anything for me. And within a week of being on this, my nose went back to normal. But I still had, and this has been since the last time I was on here, I couldn't eat anything spicy. It really just, it was terrible. You know, it was really sensitive. Now I'm back to where I can have hot and spicy stuff again. So it really has helped me with that. That's why I noticed right out of the chute. But the other things that I had that I just wasn't getting a lot of help was cramping in my neck and my legs and all that, in the middle of the night, things like that. And I just wasn't getting the help that I needed there with cramping. And getting on this, I definitely got a lot of help. Now I still take magnesium, which is very important for a lot of things. And but now the cramping is pretty much gone away, you know, so for the most part. So those things were a really big help to me. The other thing that I was not solving before was my blood pressure. That was really about the only thing that I had that I needed medication for. And I'm happy to say just about 2 weeks, I drive coach bus, drive tour bus, and it's very important to have all your physicals and everything all in order. And about 2 weeks ago, my care provider, I did a DOT physical, and my blood pressure and everything is now checking out where it needs to be, and I'm off my blood pressure medicine, and that's very good. The other thing too, if you got any questions in here, feel free to pop in, but sleeping was a big issue, a real big issue. And now I patch in such a way. Well, the other thing that hindered my sleep, I could go to sleep, I could stay asleep until I had to go to the bathroom. Well, before this, I was having to get up and go to the bathroom 2 or 3 times a night. Now I got myself on a protocol, a certain way to patch. And I'll tell you truthfully, what I do is I wear the X39 at night. I know they say you should wear it during the day. I wear it at night in my groin area on one side, the X39, the Aeon on the other side. That gets me through the whole night without having to get up and go to the bathroom. So I'm going to wear these things at night. And, you know, now I'm able to sleep 7 hours and enjoy a really good night's sleep. So
that's amazing, John. That is amazing. I have a question for you, John. When you were cramping in your neck and legs, is that while you were working? Is that, only while you're sleeping? What time is, because I didn't quite understand that.
Yeah, it would come up at any time. I'd get severe cramps. I'd have to hold my head like this for the longest time to get the cramp go away in my neck, and the legs would come at various times. There was nothing particular that it would show up at a certain time, but I was really struggling with that.
And how long had that been happening before?
Oh, years. Yeah, I had that for years.
Years.
Like that. Yeah.
That's tremendous.
Yes.
Now, I noticed also that your facial structure has changed since the last time we had you on here. It looks firm and slimming, Have you lost weight along with this issue?
I have. I love listening. What I love about David Schmidt is I love how he talks about a lot of different things. And it's not just the products of this company. I love how he's here to help people no matter what it is. And I was listening to him on, on fasting one time, and I've been doing that according to his advice and so on. And I'm enjoying that. So, and I still enjoy lots of food that I should probably not have sometimes. But yeah, I like to say I am slimming down and feeling extremely healthy. And my age is not holding me back anymore.
You can definitely tell. So, and I haven't seen you for a couple of months until we're back again, and it looks different. The very fact that you are patching so that you can have less times up for going to the bathroom, that's significant. I don't know that I've heard anyone patching with that in that way. How long have you been doing that? Mm-hmm. How long have you been?
I've been doing that probably. I started that even a little bit before last time. And I was being coached about how to say it. And so I would probably come out and say it in a way that people would think, oh, you shouldn't say that. So I've been coached on how to say it. So I tried to say it as plain and simple as I could. But yeah.
I think you did a good job saying that.
Yeah, so it really has.
5 months, John, 5 months?
Yeah, I've been patching that way for about 5. I am an inventor. I've invented asphalt recycling queens and all. So I'm going to try a lot of different things. I want to be open to things because unfortunately, probably 95% of our problems in the world is because people are not open-minded.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so true. So that was the X39 and the Aeon success that helped you with that, because we know that many people have that issue and they're looking for a solution. So I can imagine that those that are listening to us and what this recording being shared with others, people will be trying it. So thank you for that. Your blood pressure, I know we talked about that before, and that was a concern, and now it's in the normal range. And the fact that you are having the numbers that show, it's hard to fight against numbers when someone just, well, I think it's better. But when you see the numbers that you just gave us and that you found out from your doctor, that is a complete different situation.
Yes, it is. And it's very important in the job that I'm in, when you're driving, and which this might segue into the other thing that I think, Suzanne, is kind of why you grabbed your attention last week when we were on a private call. I had the responsibility of taking from our church the whole Sunday school to the Ark Encounter and the Creation Museum in Kentucky. And this almost gets a little emotional for me because of how important it was. And I parked the bus at our church the night before. It was a 56 passenger bus, so it was a big bus. And I slept at my sister's place because she only lived 2 houses away. And I went to bed early, but for some reason that night I woke up and I suppose my mind was just going and concerned. And I only had 3 hours of sleep that night.
Oh, wow.
I didn't tell people on the bus. I just said I didn't have the best night's sleep. I didn't want to tell them.
That was a good idea.
Yes, I didn't. And so I woke up in the morning and I hadn't used the energy enhancer that much before. And I listened to a video from David, and he said to wear the energy enhancer. One of the places was 3 fingers up from the wrist, like here. And so I put the brown one on the left and the white one on the right. And I drove 9.5 hours.
Wow.
Without falling asleep. Wow. And on the way back, we had 2 days there, and it was go, go, go. And I had the responsibility of hauling these people around. I was dead tired before we left because we were there in the morning on a Friday morning, and we didn't leave until about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And I was falling asleep listening to Ken Ham speak live, and he's a really good speaker. And I was falling asleep, and this was a half hour before we leave. I went back to the bus, started up, put those patches back on, and drove all the way home.
Wow, what an
Yeah.
emotional concern that must have been for you.
It
Because
was.
I feel your heart. You're in other situations that we've been together. You're always seeing how you can help people be better, make choices, and
Right.
finding solutions. And I watch you help people. And the responsibility of being a driver in a bus with 56 other people, that I'm sure weighed heavily on your shoulders and your heart so that you could get them home safely. Wow.
Yes.
Well,
Yes,
you
it
gave
is.
us some real tips. I've even finding that's something that I'm going to find myself using, because sometimes being just even from here to San Clemente and I'm drifting at night, that would be a great suggestion. I'm going to sure have those. Sheila, do you have any other questions to ask John?
No, I just want to thank you, John, for being here with us today and sharing your experiences with the X39 Eon and the Energy Enhancer. I'm so happy that your life is shifting in this way for you. So thanks again for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you. And here to help wherever we can help, and thankful we're already helping a lot of people in this. So
Thanks so much.
For sure. Well, thanks again. And now, Sheila, we'll turn it over to you because you're going to give us some more details of how this really works so quickly in many people.
And I do believe that our second testimonial did pop on. Let me just confirm she's here. Debbie Kelly, can you open your mic up if you? There she is. Hi, Deb.
Hi, Sheila.
How are you today? Welcome to our call.
Good, thank you.
So what I'd love to hear from you is quick synopsis of what was going on before you started the X39, like what kind of physical conditions were happening to you and you were experiencing, and then what you got on the X39 and what has shifted and been your experience since then.
Okay. Well, I was having pain, major pain, 24/7, chronic for the last 24 years, nerve pain. And I was depressed and very moody. I'll be the first one to admit that. Poor quality of sleep. I was used to getting maybe 3 hours of sleep at a time, and then be up for a couple of hours, not able to go back to sleep, and drift off, and then it would be time to get up. So sleep pattern was very irregular for many, 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 many years. Sometimes I didn't even sleep for days on end. And arthritis pain, some I would wake up with stiff, hurting hands in the morning. Lots of inflammation, swollen ankles, swollen legs, especially, when sitting. Not a whole lot of mobility. Sitting in a wheelchair, which I have been having to use for the past, about 28 years. And I also use a power chair. And I'm probably using those for the most part of the day. I would say 80% of the day, maybe even a little bit more. Bladder and bowel issues, just off the charts, just for a long, long time, especially constipation. Sinus, post-nasal drip has always been a problem for years. I know my parents also had that. I just figured, oh, well, that's part of it. Let's see, I had double pneumonia two years ago in May, and had quite a bit of congestion still in my lungs. And let's see, what else? Oh, my skin. Oh my goodness, my skin was very dry, very scaly, itchy, no elasticity in it, and chronic chapped lips for as long as I can remember too. So that's quite a list. But I was introduced to these patches by a doctor friend that I was going to, a chiropractor in Florida when we were there, a Dr. Sam Casara and his wife, Linda. We became friends and we relocated back up north, but they contacted me when they heard about the patches. And passed it along to me. And I didn't even need to get the patches. As soon as I listened to a video about the technology, I said, how do I get my hands on these? And I just ordered right away. I got the patches right away. It was a no-brainer for me. You know, I've tried everything under the sun for the past 48 years since I've been diagnosed. I was 19 years old when I was diagnosed, just out of school, high school year. And it hit me, took me right off my feet starting out. So I got my patches. And since I've been wearing the patches, you ready for this?
Ready, bring it on. And
Okay.
how long have you been using them, please?
For about 9.5 months now.
Okay.
Okay. After patching, I have, let me see, first 24 hours, I had a frozen shoulder and the pain was down into my elbow and it was severe. It was kind of a stabbing pain. And 24 hours after putting that first patch on, I had the elbow pain release probably about 70-75% right then. And I could bend it. I could do the what do you call it?
Bicep curl.
Bicep curl. Thank you.
Sure.
And I had my shoulder x-rayed and they told me I had a bone spur and osteoarthritis. And that pain eased as well. And then over the next period of 10 to 14 days, the pain had gone away completely, has not come back. So then woke up probably the first week I was patching, felt a sense of well-being all over, just felt happier, more joyful. You know, I was ready to get up and start my day instead of saying, oh, here we go, here's another day. Can't wait till this is over. I felt like I had a purpose. You know, I had purpose in my life again. You know, I had some hope. Then let's see. So sleeping, oh my goodness, sleeping. I sleep 7 hours straight pretty much every night now. Hardly getting up at all to use the restroom. If I do, I get up, I go back to bed, I go right back to sleep. And I get up usually with the alarm, or I wake up quite a bit now. By 5:30 in the morning, I'm up and I'm ready to go, you know.
So you have energy from that. Wow.
I do. My energy, my stamina has increased. I can do my exercising easier now, and it doesn't wipe me out, you know. And let's see, sleeping, less inflammation, especially in my gums. I went to the dentist and she said, you have absolutely no inflammation whatsoever, no bleeding, no pain. And that was always an issue, especially the bleeding. That is gone. Fatigue. I've fought fatigue ever since I was a little girl. My sisters and brothers took bets on me who's going to go to bed first. Hello, it was me. So fatigue has always been a problem my whole life. And now I can go through my whole day and I don't have that fatigue set in by early afternoon. I can go through dinner, preparing dinner, and usually till 9-10 o'clock. If I sit down, I'm done, but I can at least go the whole day and don't feel like I have to go take a nap.
Wow.
So that's really a huge thing for me. I am able to walk short distances with rollator walker. I have been doing that right along, but due to a sprained ankle, that kind of interferes with it, you know, just needs a little more exercise with that, of course. Let's see, anything else? Did I say no more constipation at all? No more.
Wow.
Bladder, so much improved. Less visits to the bathroom. I can hold it longer. So much better. So much. And my skin is 50% improved at least, and feels like skin again. It's smooth, it's soft, it feels like it's more firm. I have a glow to it where it was very dull before. So that's nice. So, and my wrinkles are decreasing, even though you may see some now, they have decreased quite a bit. So that's pretty much it.
Wow. Well, Debbie, that is amazing. So you were diagnosed at 19 with MS and have spent a lifetime. And tell us real quick again, how old are you now?
I just turned 67.
67. And
Yes.
that is 47 years of 48 years of living with that. And you now have an overall sense of well-being. 24 hours after your first patch, you were actually able to have reduction of 70% in your elbow pain. Amazing. The shoulder that was locked, 5 to 6 days later, you had the shoulder easing, and the 2 weeks the pain was gone. Yesterday you told me you had less eye floaters, and your sinus issues have been clearing up. You
True.
mentioned your gum inflation is inflammation, not inflation. They
Yeah.
might have been inflated, but now they're not.
Right.
You can walk short distances with your walker. You feel that you see an end one day to being in that wheelchair. I know you told me that yesterday. You have more joy, hope, energy. And I just want to say congratulations so much to you, Debbie. And we look forward to revisiting you in 6 months and seeing how far you've come again. So thanks again for your call, or
Yes.
for being here with us on this call. And
Thanks for having me. Mhm.
I really appreciate it. And so everybody out there, you must be wondering, how does this X39 technology work? What is this all about? It's this little patch right here. It's just the size of a circle Band-Aid. And here in the center is organic salts, amino acids, and water. And when you put that on your skin, your body heat actually activates it. And the ingredients inside the patch form a little lattice, and they reflect a specific light frequency into your skin, which goes up to your brain and tells you to start producing GHK copper peptide. That is a master molecule that communicates with all the other cells in your body. It goes up and it then tells your brain, hey, we need to start producing the stem cells again that we are either half of our production or no longer producing. And what does that mean? When you're 35 years old, you have half the production of the stem cells that you had when you were a little baby. And when you turn about 60, which I will be soon, that is where it's pretty much shut down. But when you were a little fetus in your mom's belly, you were being created by stem cells, and they were blank stem cells, and they were told where to go. They were given their job. One would become the liver cell, one became your eyes and your hair. And what happens today is those same blank, they're called pluripotent stem cells, are produced by your own body. It's not an injection. Nothing comes into your body from the patch. This is called non-transdermal, and nothing enters your body, just that special light frequency. And the first time you put a patch on, over 4,000 genes are starting to reset within 24 hours. It helps to repair DNA. And the most important thing is that this is activating your body to do its own natural healing. The stem cell activation patch does not heal you. It activates your own special body powers that you've got, your superpowers, to do that. And what is really incredible is that David Schmidt is the man behind this unparalleled proprietary health technology. This is revolutionary light technology, commonly called photobiomodulation. We like to just say light therapy, light technology. And David has over 94 patents, including 70 in regenerative science, and he is world leader in regenerative science today. And so what LifeWave does is it actually is tapping your own natural light to heal your body. And so I really want to just say thank you to everybody that has joined us today. And please, if you are ready to take this healing journey on your own, get back with the person that invited you to this call today and start activating your own stem cells. Thanks so much, everyone, for joining us. Whether you are brand new to the program, whether this was your first call, or whether you've joined us many times, we thank you very much. Have a blessed afternoon, evening, and if you're, I guess, real close to me on the other side of Hawaii, you might be hitting in the morning right now. So wherever you are, have a great day, and thanks so much for joining us.
Great
Mahalo.
team, great call.
Great call.